So this is Digital Storytelling 3, and this is going to be all about my experience in Zabrze. Zabrze is a small town in southern Poland, and we visited there for a day or two, and I had a lot of fun. Our hotel was nice, which was good. We went to a coal mine, and we toured a technical school and a regular high school. Um, I like the coal mine a lot. I used to go caving a lot, so that was kind of like that. And I like wearing the hard hats and going down below the earth and just walking through everything and learning about a coal mine. And it was cool down there, like the temperature, so that was nice. Yeah, that was one of my favorite things, and our guide, Gregory, was a good guide, the best guide we had. And then we also went to the technical schools, and the technical school, we toured that, which was the last minute thing, and that was interesting. It was like all about engineering and these machines, and I don't know what it did. Any of them did. They made these car parts and all this, and program software and all that stuff that I'm really not good at explaining, and that's not what I want to do with my life. So, yeah. And then the high school, I like the high school too. I thought it would be, I don't know, it was like a regular high school, except their high school used to be a bunker kind of thing. It had a weird basement. But it's like high school. I mean, high school kids are the same around the world. But I like talking to them. That was the coolest thing. That was, I mean, at first they didn't want to talk about anything, about how they were unhappy, and it's different that they don't have a lot of like school extracurricular activities involved with their school. Like that is a big difference between Poland and America, because we have all these sports and everybody's so like, yeah, sports like football and even like riding clubs, and they have like nothing, and they would rather just go hang out with their friends, which Americans do that too, but we are also, a lot of our time is taken up by these extracurricular activities that we do in high school, and I guess it's good for the school. I mean, it encourages school spirit and all that, but they don't have any of that. Well, I mean, they have some of it, but not as much, and it sounded like they were kind of unhappy, or the studies show that they're unhappy, and they didn't want to speak out and say negative things about their school, which I don't think anybody would in front of a large crowd, but, so, I mean, the one guy did, but I really liked that, and, I liked everything about it, and I even got to walk around at night, in the buildings, and look at these old buildings, and none of them are marked with anything. They're just all this, none of them are marked like historically, even though they are very old. They're just like regular buildings that people live in, that's just like not here. That's not how it is in America. These buildings are hundreds of years old, and they're not preserved at all. Like everything, all the history of America, anything over like 100 years old is preserved like historically, and they have a sign, but in Europe it could be preserved. It's not. I mean, the people just live where they live, like in these old buildings, and they walk past all this amazing architecture every day, and maybe they take it for granted, but being in Poland and not being used to it, like I took so many pictures of all of it, so that was my, and so I really liked my experience in Zabrze. We even got to watch the opening World Cup soccer game and see how excited that the Europeans get about soccer, which is like how people get in America get excited about football. So, yeah, Zabrze, the coal mine, and what else, and the schools, and the school that we went to was Jegorsh's school, and he taught and went there. So that's pretty neat. I mean, you see how you get the connection, but not a lot of people get to do that and learn about their education system. And so I learned we are the same. High school students are the same everywhere, but I mean it's different at the same time because they didn't have their extracurriculars that much, and they have different, like, they take these really hard tests like that place them, and we don't really have that. You just pay a lot of money to go to university. So yeah,